Hi guys, a very good afternoon to one and all. Once again, welcome to another session from BYJU'S Exam Prep. Friends, this is a continuation of a series on arithmetic. We have already discussed in part 1 that arithmetic is one of the most important areas as far as your CAT exam is concerned. You will get almost 40 to 45% of the questions from this particular topic, and that is the reason why we have taken up arithmetic as a series, and we intend to finish arithmetic in about 3 to 4 sessions. This happens to be the second session. Now, just as a recap, we have covered basic percentages questions, profit and loss questions, discount based questions, the faulty trader or a dishonest trader based questions in the last class. The one area which we could not complete last time was simple interest and compound interest, which we will take up today. And we will also now get into the second area of arithmetic called ratios and averages. So we have questions today on SICI, which is a leftover of last class, and we have sessions or rather questions today on ratios, averages, mixtures, allegations, as well as replacement kind of problems. So that's what is in store for you today. Vicky, Arbaz, Varun, Syed Mohammed, Vijay, a very good afternoon to all of you too. Yes, Vijay, after long time lecture. That's basically because I was, there were other sessions that were happening somewhere in between, I believe. Let's move on and let's take a look at the questions for today's session. So as I said, good afternoon Tulsi. So we're going to start with today SI and CI. I have two questions for you based on the concepts of SI and CI. So let's start our session with SI and CI. So this is the first question for you guys. Please go ahead and try this. I'm going to give you a time of about 1.5 minutes. That is enough for this kind of a question. Okay. Yes, Varun, definitely these are going to be useful for your MA, CET also. The topics are similar, right? So the concepts won't change. Good afternoon, Ankita. Alright guys, so that's about your 1 minute and 30 seconds. So the correct answer here, as many of you have mentioned, is option A. So let's go ahead and take a look at what do we do or how do we solve this question. But before we get into this question, let's take a little step back and take a look at the concept behind it. So if you're talking about a simple interest versus a compound interest comparison, if you want to compare this for year 1, let us say, obviously comparison can be done if the rate of interest is same for both and the principal amount is same for both. So let us assume that we are starting with 100 rupees as principal and 10% as rate of interest per annum. Then the first year, the interest under simple interest is going to be 10 rupees because 10% or 100. And if you apply the formula for compound interest, you will also notice that the first year it is exactly the same, 10. It will not change. If you go to the second year, simple interest will continue to be 10. It will not change. Once the simple interest is calculated for 1 year, it will be the same every year unless the rate changes. So the simple interest does not change. But if you look at compound interest only for the second year, you will notice, so how do you calculate this? You can calculate this as P into 1 plus R by 100. You can do this for 2 years. basically see what happened for first year, subtract it, that's a long way. But the observation, what you get is the interest will be 11. In fact, the short way of finding this, so basically this is P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power 1. This is your interest for second year. Right, but you don't have to do this. The observation is, you can see that this 10 is becoming 11. How is it becoming 11? This growth is R% increase. So the interest on the first year will grow to the second year by R%. That's how you get your 11, because 10% on 10 rupees is 1. So it is increasing by 1 rupee. So therefore the second year interest under compound will be 11 rupees. If you look at third year, this will again remain 10. But this growth will again be R%, which is 10%. So what is 10% on 11? 1.1. So the increase should be 1.1 rupee. So that is 12.1 rupees. So the interest will be 12.1. So what you need to understand is, if you look at the difference between SI and CI in the first year, there is no difference at all. If you look at the difference up to 2 years, what is the difference you're getting? See, simple interest, total simple interest for 2 years together is 20 rupees. Total compound interest for 2 years together is 21 rupees. The difference is only 1 rupee. Where are you getting that 1 rupee from? That 1 rupee difference you're getting in 2 years is coming because of the previous year's interest getting a rate applied on it. That is how you're getting the 1 rupee. That is the concept. So now if you understood this concept, let's take a look at what is happening here. 2 years simple interest is 800, which means if I look at simple interest and compound interest in this problem, my year 1 is 400, my year 2 is also 400, because remember, together it is 800, so per annum it is only 400. Now we already know SI and CI for first year does not change, it is the same. So this will be again 400, because if it is compounding annually and the same rate of interest and the same principal, then CI and SI are exactly same for 1 year. That's what we just saw. So if SI is 400, then CI will also be 400 at the end of first year, but it should be 800 at the end of 2 years, that is simple interest. The total under component interest should be 960, which means the second year should be 560. The second year interest should be 560. So this increase is rate percent applied on 400. So 400 increased on what, or by what percent will give you 140. That is a question you need to answer. So basically 400 is increasing by, or is becoming 560. So it's an increase of 160. So what is 160 as a percentage of 400? You will get your rate directly. So what is your R? Your R is 160 by 400 into 100. So this is 40%. It is 40%. Now the question is, okay, I know my rate. On some amount, which is the principal, I am getting 400 rupees at a rate of 40%. What should be my principal? Clearly the principal should be 1000, because on 1000 rupees for 1 year, the rate becomes 400. The rate as 40% will become 400 rupees. So that's your answer directly. So all this entire thing you should be able to do if you understand the difference here, or if you understand the concept here. This entire thing that I discussed should be done in your head in about 45 seconds flat in the exam. So the way to look at it, the way I will do it, if I know the concept clearly, is look, 800 means 400 per year, which means this will be 400, this will be 560. So 560 is increasing, 160 is the increase. 400 is becoming 560, which means the increase is 160. So 160 out of 400, this is 40%. Now the question is, on what 40% is applied to get 400? Because first year interest is 400. So what should be the principal such that 40% of it becomes 400? Straight away you'll get the answer as 1000. This is how you quickly need to solve this kind of a question. Let's move on to the next question now. Here is another nice question. 1.5 minutes is your time. Your time starts now. No, Danyanesh Gavande, it is not A. They are asking received by the younger son. Be very careful. Okay guys, so that's your time. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. How do we solve this? So 38 lakhs total is distributed to two kids. One who is age 8, the other who is age 13. Okay, so this is years. Now the age 8 person or kid is getting 10% rate of interest, and the 13 years kid is applied a 14% rate of interest. Now this person and this person, both of them will be investing their money till 20 years, which means 8 years to 20 years, he will invest for 12 years. 13 to 20, this guy will invest for 7 years. And it is simple interest, and what you have to keep in mind is they receive an amount such that, so the final amount on simple interest, so basically you're talking about the principal plus interest together. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, let's say the amount given here is x, let's say the amount given here is y. Now you can take this y as 38 minus x, but I'm not taking it for a reason. You'll see why I'm not taking it. You can also do it by taking y as 38 minus x, nothing wrong with it, but let's go ahead like this. So what is the total amount I'll get? I'll get my initial principal plus the interest. What is the interest now? Interest is P, T is 12, rate of interest is 10 by 100. It should be equal to the second guy. What is the second guy getting? Again, Y is the principal plus P, time is 7 years, and rate of interest is 14 by 100. These two should be equal. So if I take out x common, what do I get? I get 100 plus 120 by 100 is equal to, if I take out y common, I'll get 100 plus 70, 7 4 is 28, 98 by 100. Okay, 70 and 28, 98, correct? So 100 can get cancelled. So what is the ratio of x by y? If I write x by y, I'll get this as 198 by 220. So what is the ratio here? So this is 4 5s are 4 4s are 4 4s are 16. Okay, 4 doesn't go, I guess. So let me take that out. Yeah, this is 220. Now I can take out 2, so 2 goes 110 times, 2 goes 2 9s are 18, 2 9s are 18, 11 goes 10 times, 11 goes 9 times, so this is 9 by 10. So I have to divide my 38 lakhs in the ratio of 9:10, where 9 portions will go to the younger kid because that is what x is, and 10 portions will go to the elder kid. So 38 lakhs divided in the ratio 9:10, so 38 into 9 by 19. So 19 twos are, so 9 twos are 18. So 18 lakhs is my answer. Now if you notice, why did I take it as y and not 38 minus y, 38 minus x? Because the moment you take 38 minus x, you waste a lot of time trying to calculate your x. And you will get an answer. It's not that you will not get an answer, but it will become a bit more cumbersome. A better way to do a question like this is, don't take y as 38 minus x, take it as y, and find the ratio of x and y, because this will be a smarter way to solve. This will be a faster way to solve. Okay, I hope you guys got the idea. So these are the two questions I wanted to discuss from SICI. Now let's move on to percentage, your ratios and averages in today's class. So here's a question coming away from the topic of ratios. First question, this is a time limit now, 1 minute 30 minutes, 1 minute 30 seconds, time starts now. Varun, I should be asking the questions. You should be giving me the answer. Okay guys, so that's time up. Varun, it is not C. The correct answer happens to be option A. Very good, Saurabh and Arbaz. Let's go ahead and take a look at why is the correct answer option A. Okay, so Anita and Binita are two students who got their scores as 13x and 18x. The ratio is 13:8, right? 13x and 18x. After revaluation, their marks increased by the same amount and their new marks are in the ratio 39 and 49. Now let us say they increased by plus y and plus y, which means my score should become 13x plus y and 18x plus y. But this ratio is given to me as 39:49. What is he asking? They are asking me the value of Anita's new marks. Anita's new marks is 13x plus y divided by old marks. Old marks is 13x. So this should be 1 plus y by 13x. This is what I need to find. I need to find the ratio of x and y. Then I'll get my answer. So what I have to use? I have to use this equation here, or rather this ratio here. Okay. So let's quickly use that. So 13x plus y by 18x plus y should be equal to 39 by 49. So cross multiply. So 13 into 49x plus 49y is equal to 18 into 39x plus 39y. Rearrange the terms. This will come over here. This will come over here. So you will get 10y is equal to 18 into 39x minus 13 into 49x, or your y will be, or x by y. So you can write y by x should be equal to 18 into 39 minus 13 into 49 by 10. So you can simplify this. How much will you get? So let's do this. 18 into 39, 39 18s are. So 8 9s are 72, 8 3s are 24, 31, 9, 3, 2, 0, 1, 3, 6, 702. 702 minus 13 into 49. How do you do 13 into 49? You can do it. So I have done one in the normal way. Let me take 13 into 49 in a faster way. 13 into 50, you can do it quickly. What is 13 into 50? 13 into 50 is 5 3s are 15, 650. But we need 13 into 49, which means 113 is being taken extra. So 650 minus 13 is 637, right? So 637 by 10. So this will give me how much? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5, 6, 65 by 10. So y by x is 65 by 10. So this is 5 2s are, 5 1s are 5, 5 3s are 15. So 13 by 2 is the ratio of y by x. Apply it over here. That is what we need. So 1 plus 1 by 13 into y by x, 13 by 2. So 13 gets cancelled. So this is 3 by 2. This is the ratio. So 3 by 2 is option A. So this is the question where you are basically creating an equation in terms of ratios based on the information that has been given to you. Okay, so typically this is the way in which you solve. Usually these questions, the calculations will not be lengthy. It's just that you have to write this correctly. If you write this correctly, your job will be done faster. Okay, let's move on. Oh, by the way, this is a long approach. Did anybody get the fastest approach here? This is a long approach. If somebody is asking you to show mathematically, but based on the options, there is something which is very, very straightforward. You can get the answer in seconds. Anybody realize that? Yes, that's it, Vicky. That's very good. See, new marks are greater than old marks, which means new by old should be greater than 1. Answer is option A. This is not, this is not, this is not. So look at the way in which the options have been given. They have been given particularly to reward students who realize it, that look, I am adding marks, which means my new marks should be higher than my old marks. So my ratio should be greater than 1. So those students who realize it will do this question in 5 seconds and get over. Those who don't will do exactly what I did till now. You will take a good 1.5 minutes in solving this. Look at the amount of time you are saving if you are having the presence of mind in the class. Okay, let's move on. Or rather, not in the class, in the exam. Next question. Try this out. 1.5 minutes again. Guys, that's 1.5 minutes, no answers. Okay, before we go to this question, let's take a visit on the topic or the concept called replacement. In a replacement, what happens is you will have a P%. I'll use an example of milk and water. P% milk. Okay, and you have total quantity X of it. It's mixed with milk and water, out of which P% is milk, the remaining is water. Now the question says, out of this, Y liters is replaced with Y liters is replaced with water, which means you are taking out Y and putting only Y liters of pure water. Then how will the percentage change? So that formula, or rather that way to calculate, is given by P into X minus Y by X whole power n, where P is the percentage initially of the milk, X is the total quantity that you have, Y is what is being taken out and replaced. Remember, this formula is generated assuming that what is taken out and replaced, the quantity is same. Only then you can apply the formula. And the n talks about how many times you are replacing. Are you doing it once, mixing it again, doing it second time, again doing it third time? So that's the basic idea of replacement. Now to use that problem or this formula directly here, we have a small problem. And what is the problem? 33 liters are taken out, but only 16 liters are added. 33 liters are taken out and only 16 liters are added back. So I can't apply the formula directly, but that does not mean that the formula is useless. I will be a little bit smart and try to apply this with a small tweak. What I will say is, look, let me say that the tank had, let me take the tank capacity as this 33, I will break it as 16 plus 17. What I will say is, first I took out 17, I'll explain why I'm doing this, then I'm taking out 16. Now, why am I doing it like this? Because I want to apply this formula here, I want to apply the formula given over here. But the formula application can only be done if the replaced quantity and taken out quantity are same. So now, if I took out 17 first, will my percentage of remaining quantity change? This is very important for you to understand. If you take out something without mixing anything else, will the composition of the left out material change, or will it remain what it was earlier? And the answer is yes, it will remain how it was earlier. So if you have total as X, or rather let's say total is A, X I'll use separately. If I have the total as quantity A, from this I took out 17. So now my quantity is A minus 17. Let me call this, for simplicity's sake, let me call this as X. Now my journey begins from X. So here I am taking out 16 and adding 16. Now I can apply the formula keeping X as my base. So now I will apply the same formula. The percentage P is still the same. Percentage is 5:6, which means 5 by 11. That is a percentage of milk. Because ratio is 5:6 means percentage is 5 by 11. So 5 by 11 into, now only once I am replacing 16 liters, right? So what happens? Only once means X minus 16 by X whole power 1. And this became 3 by 4. Or rather, changes to 3:4. So this became 3 by 7. So I'll have to write 7 clearly for you to understand. Right. Now you will get the value of X. Once you get the value of X, you can find out the value of A. Right, simple. But if you try to do this from the beginning using the formula, you'll start wondering, okay, 33 is going out, 16 is coming in, what do I do? So very simple. When things like this happen, try to match what is coming back. Because when you're taking out, whether you take it one shot or you take it in 3 portions, it doesn't really matter to you. So I am breaking this 33 as taking out 17 first, then taking out 16, then putting 16. Because when I take out 17, what I am left with will still be the same composition. Then onwards, I will count 16 out, 16 in. So this will become, so this will give me X minus 16 by X equal to 33 by 35. Or this gives me 35X minus 16 into 35 is 33X. Or this is 2X equal to 16 into 35. So 2 goes 8 times. So X will be 8 3s are 240, 8 5s are 40. So 280 liters. So I have 280 liters, which means I started with 297 liters. So if I want to calculate, I can calculate what is the original quantity, 297. Now find the ratio if 35 liters of this mixture is replaced with the same amount of water. So your story is continuing from here. Your story is continuing from here. Your X is 280. You took out 16. You got back 16. It is still 280. Your story is continuing. So you got this ratio as 3/7% or 3/7 into 100%. Now from here you are taking out minus 35 and plus 35, which means the quantity you are starting with again is X, which is 280. Apply the formula once again, but now the starting point is 3/7. So 3/7 into 280 minus 35 by 280. This is the final ratio. So find out how much is this. So 7 goes 40 times, 7 goes 5 times. So 3 into 35 by 280. So 7 goes 5 times, 7 goes 40 times, 5 8s are. So this is 3/8. But this is not your ratio. This is a percentage. This is a percentage. So 3/8 means the ratio is 3:5. So the correct answer is option B. Right, Vicky, you are correct, but I don't know how many of them will understand molar concentration, because not many of them are from the chemistry background and maths and physics background. So molarity, people might not understand, but yes, you are right. Right? Clear, guys? So that's what we need to do here. So that's the way in which you get this answer. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next question. Again, a simple one, not difficult. 1.5 minutes as usual. The time starts now. Alright, so the correct answer happens to be option B. Vicky, you are right, and that you are the only person who answered. That's great. Others, you might want to take a little bit more time in calculating, but let's go ahead and take a look at how do we get option B, which also means others, you need to improve your calculation speed by a little. It's either the calculation speed or your approach. You need to figure out which one is it, depending upon what I am doing and whether you're matching what I'm doing or not. So let's go ahead and take a look at this question. Krishna started a business and he invested 3 lakhs, and Mayur 3 lakhs for 12 months. Mayur joined after 3 months, which means he's investing 6 lakhs only for 12 months. So the ratio in which they should divide the profit should be like this. 12 goes, 6 into 9. Because 6 lakhs after 3 months means total in a year he's investing only for 9 months. So this 6 goes 2 times and 3 goes 3 times. So the ratio should be 2:3. The profit should be divided in the ratio 2:3. But before you divide the profit, 20% salary should be paid. So out of 20 lakhs, 20% is 4 lakhs, which is salary. So now amount left for distribution is 16 lakhs. This 16 lakhs divided in the ratio 2:3. They're asking final amount received by Krishna. So 16 lakhs into 2 by 5 plus 4 lakhs of salary. This is your answer. That's it. This is how much? So 5 3s are 15, 5 2s are 10. So this is 6.4 plus 4. That is 10.4 lakhs. Option B. Option B. So you have to be careful and write down the concepts clearly. So here I don't think it's a problem of calculation for you. The problem, those of you who did not answer, I am assuming that here the problem is you did not know the correct approach itself. So I hope that is clear now. Let's move on to the next question. Now we are moving on to averages. So we have seen few questions on replacement, ratios, those kind of questions. Now averages question, 1.5 minutes. Your time starts now. Okay guys, for the next couple of minutes I might not be able to see your chat. There is a small tech issue from our side, so I'll just continue. I'm not able to see your chat. Okay. Alright. Okay, I got the chat back. Right guys, so that's your time up. Vicky, Shubham, I don't think that's your correct answer. Let's take a look at what is happening here. This is a very nicely worded question. There are 60 students and the average is 60, which means the total weight is 3600 kgs. Correct? The total weight is 3600 kgs. There are exactly 40 students whose weight is not more than 60. So 40 students, their weight is less than or equal to 60 kgs. Each one of them is less than or equal to 60 kgs. They are asking you to find the maximum average weight of these 40 students if all the weights are integers. Now remember, if there are exactly 40 students who are either less than or equal to 60, then the remaining 20 students should be greater than 60 for sure, because these 20, the 20 over here are not counted in this 40. So the remaining 20 should be having greater than 60, not even equal to 60. So that means if I want to maximize this, if I want to maximize these students' weight, then I have to minimize these students' weight. So how much minimum, what could be the minimum weight for these 20 students? Remember, every weight is an integer, which means the minimum I can have here is 61 kgs, because it has to be greater than 60. So the next number possible is 61. So then what do I have? I have 3600 is equal to 40 students into average maximum AM plus 20 students into 61 kgs. This is what I need to do. So calculate 360 is equal to 4 AM plus 61 into 2, which is 122. So A maximum, average maximum of the 40 students is 360 minus 122 by 4, which is 490 minus 4 3s are 12, 30.5. How much is this? This is 59.5 kgs. 59.5 kgs, and that's your final answer. So here the logic that we used is, if 40 of them have to be maximized, the remaining 20 have to be minimized, but they can't go less than 60 or even equal to 60. Hence, they have to be 61. And with that, we will calculate what would be the possibility for the remaining. Okay, that's your answer. Let's move on to the next question. Again, a very nice, simple question from averages. Your time starts now. 1 minute, 30 seconds. Varun, which question are you referring to? You're referring to the milk and water? Okay, so Varun, I'll go back to that question and explain. Hold on, let me finish this question. Forget about the molar concentration, Varun. I will explain to you what I did. Okay? Okay, quite a few of you have given the correct answer. The correct answer is option C, 104. So basically what we are saying here, the average out of, so let me say the 6 friends are like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, lighter to heavier, okay, in the ascending order. Now let me say these are friends whose total weight is A. This guy is X, this guy is Y, okay. So because the middle 4 people, I can say the total weight is A for them. Now, the average weight of 5 lightest friends among the group of 6 friends is 50, and the average weight of 5 heaviest friends among the same group is 54. So if I change the color a little bit, you will be able to follow this better. If I change these people red, this average is 50, and if I change it into, let's say, green, go green, then these people, the average is 54. Okay, the average is 54. They are asking what is the minimum and maximum possible average weight of the group. Now, if you want the average weight to be the minimum most, which means you have to take the Y to be as low as possible and X also to be as low as possible. That's how your overall average will be least. If you want the average to be the highest possible, then you can take X as high as possible, Y as high as possible, and you'll get a overall maximum possible weight. That is a basic idea. Yes, Vicky, that is correct. So what you can do here, basically, when you're looking at solving this question, is you will say A plus X should be equal to 250. Why is it 250? Because 5 lightest friends, average is 50, so total should be 250. Similarly, A plus Y, the average should be 270 because the total should be 270 because the average is 54. So 54 into 5 is 270. So this gives you the difference between Y minus X as 20. So the difference between the heaviest person and the lightest person is 20 kgs. So if the question gives you some extra information, you can actually find out your X and Y also. But that extra information is not here right now. That is not required for this question anyway, but I'm saying there I can form a question where I can say, I can give some extra information and I can ask you to find the value of X and Y. Not required here, but let's go ahead. Now find the sum of the minimum and the maximum possible average weights of the group. Now remember, if I want my average to be maximized, my overall group should be maximized, then my Y should be as high as possible. Once I fix my Y, automatically my X is fixed because X and Y are linked. So how high can I take the value of my Y to? How high can I take the value of my Y? So what can I do here? So we are talking about, yes, so this is 270. So what I will do is, if I take A plus Y equal to 270 and yeah, so I will take, so if I take this as 200 and this as 70, if I take this as 200 and the remaining as 70, so this would be basically the maximum weight. Why is this the maximum? There is a reason why this is the maximum. Because if this is 70, then in that case X will be 50. So here each person, so remember these people are in between people. The A people are in between. So here your average is basically 50 kgs per head. On an average it is 50 kgs per head. Total adding up to 200. Now if I take this as 80, let's say if I take this as 71, then this will still be 71 minus 20, right? 71, yeah, so this will be 51. But what does it mean? It means the middle people, after arranging in ascending order, you will be getting this total as 199. How can 4 people who are more than this guy, 51, add up to 199? It is not possible, right? Because I am saying X is the least, Y is the heaviest. So it means the highest I can have is 70 itself. Now how did I get that 70? Because I realized that 50, 50, 50, if all of them are 50s, I'll be left with 70 over here. So the highest possible value of Y is 70, in which case I'll get my X as 50. So maximum total, max total is 50 into 5 people plus 70, which is 270 kgs. Similarly, if you're looking at minimum most means how low can Y go? Now remember, Y cannot go below 50, or rather, can it go below 50? Yes, let's take a look. So if I take for minimum, so if I have X, A and Y, the total should be 2, sorry, where was I? Yes. So X plus A, this total is 250. Now, if I am looking at the overall total to be as low as possible, then my X should also be as low as possible, my Y should also be as low as possible. Now remember, how low can my X go? How low can my X go? So if I take this as 200 and this as 50, can it go lower? Probably yes, because if I take this as 40, then this will become 210. I can have 4 people adding up to 210 because they were anyway supposed to be greater than 40. And then there is, on top of it, there is somebody is called as Y. So if this is 40, then this Y will be 60. Can I go even more lower? So can I go, if I go even more lower, let's say if I go to 30, then this will become 50. Now remember, the problem here is 30 and 50. So what will be the remaining? So this is 30, so this total will become 220. So what is the per head count per person over here? So 220 by 4, so 4 becomes 4 5s are 54. Now you notice that this is a problem for you. Why is that a problem for you? Because if you are saying that highest guy is 50, then you are saying the lowest guy is 30, then you are ending up and saying in between guys are 54. How can in between guys be 54? So what I am trying to explain in this problem is there is a limit that you need to find. So just like you found the limit for the highest possibility, you have to find the limit for the lowest possibility. Arbaz, it will not be 103.33. Okay, it cannot be 103.33, it will be exactly 104. So that's what we are trying to get to. Okay. Anyway, so how do we go ahead and get the, so we can't do it by hit and trial, right? I just showed this as an example. I showed for 40 what happens, I showed for 30 what happened, and I'm basically explaining to you that it is, I mean, there's a range till which you can go. Obviously this is not possible, so I can't do it by hit and trial again and again. So there should be a logic. So how do we do it properly using concept? So you're basically saying, okay, so this is A plus X is 250, so you have 2A plus X plus Y should be 520. Okay, just a moment. Okay, so how do you minimize this? The way to minimize this is you are going to say that all of them, so remember all of these you will say they should be of the same weight. So the logic for minimizing weights, is how low can this Y get? The Y can go as low as the people who are in between. You can't go below that. That is the logic. So Y can go as low as people in between, So basically what you're saying is, if the in between 4 people is A, so you'll have X plus A plus, now what is y? Y should be equal to each person who is in between, that is a by 4. This should be adding up to your a plus x plus y. So this should be your total. So a plus y is 270. What is the lowest that you can go? So remember a plus a by 4 is 270. So this is 5a by 4 is 270. So your a will be 5 goes 5 5 is 25, 5 4 is 20. So 54 into 4. So this is, so you are saying that each person in between is 54 kgs, which means y can also be up to 54. You cannot go below 54, because if you are going below 54, then, so remember, if y is going below 54, let's say it's 53, then this value will go more than 53, which is not possible. So you can go up to 54. So that is your limit. So your y is 54, you will get your a from here. So 270 minus 54, this will be, so y is 54, so your a will be 270 minus 54. So this is 200 and, how much is that? 50, 60, 16. So your a should be 216, which means you will get the value of your x. If a is 216, this will be 34. Okay, this will be 34. So your total will be 34 will be the least guy. Obviously the topper will be 54, the highest guy will be 54, and in between 4 guys will be 216. So in this way you will get the minimum most possible. So how much is that? That basically is 250 plus 54. So total minimum total is 250 plus 54. So that is 304. So they are asking you the sum of minimum and maximum possible averages. So sum of minimum plus maximum is 304 plus 270, which is 574, 574, but they are asking you for average, which means divide by 6. So divide by 6, is it 270? This is, yeah. Okay, this is turning out to be less than 100. Okay, did I make an error anywhere? No, this is correct. Vicky, you are saying 50, 50, 50, 50, 70, 36, 54. No, nothing wrong, Vicky. That is what I am explaining. That's what I have put in, right? Vicky, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 70, that is the case here. And 36, 54, 54, that is the case here that I wrote. 54. So nothing wrong in what you mentioned. Okay, average plus average sum. So sum of the minimum and maximum possible average weights of the group. I'm just saying, did I make an error anywhere in terms of calculation? So you have 270 plus 304. That's 574 by 6. 6 9s are 54, 34. 6 6s are 6 5s are 30. Okay, we're getting 95 point something. Okay, fine guys, I think, is there an error somewhere? I'm just trying to see. No, I don't think there is a possible error here. 51, 53.67 and sum is, it's asking. How is 51 and 57? See, the first average is 250 by 6. So it's 250, okay, it's 270, sorry. 270 by 6. And the next is 304 by 6. So this is 6 5s. So this is less than 50. This is 50 point something. So you will not get more than 100 here. Okay, I got 34 and 36. Okay, let me see. 54 should be 34 only, no? Vicky, how can it be 36? Oh yes, that is correct. This is 320. That is the error. Okay. 50 into 5 is 250. 250 plus 70 is 320. Okay, my bad. That is error. Fine, we got it. So 320 plus 304. So this is 624 by 6. So 104. That is your answer. Yes, Vicky, that's fine. That's correct. So the first one is where I made the error in calculation. That is 320. It's supposed to be, I wrote it as 270. It's basically 320 because 50 into 5 is 250. 250 plus 70 is 320. So 320 is that value. And then you have 304 over here. So the total is 624. 624 by 6 because the average, whether you sum it up individually or you add everything and then divide by 6, it is the same. So for saving time, you can add two totals, 624, and then divide by 6. That is the faster way. So that will give you the answer as 104, which is option number C. Through weighted average, no, I don't think you can do it through weighted average because you're looking at maximizing and minimizing, Varun. Okay, maximizing and minimizing, I don't think weighted average is possible here. Let me think about it. But let's go ahead and take a look at one more question. One question over here. This is an easy one. Try it out. 1 minute 30 seconds. Yes, Arbaz, I made the change. I made the correction. Okay guys, so that's about 1.5 minutes. So here, what is happening is you are multiple times you are taking out and substituting, but every time you are taking out and substituting a different quantity. So you can't use the formula p% into x minus y by x whole power n. This n cannot be put as 3 because while what is taken out and replaced is same, but every time you are not doing the same thing. 48 once you are replacing, 60 once you are replacing, and 40 you are replacing another time. So the problem here is every iteration is not the same. So then what do? It's quite simple in this kind of a question. You start with p% and you can expand the formula as x minus y1 by x into x minus y2 by x into x minus y3 by x and so on. So when you have multiple iterations where taking out and replacing is same, but every time the quantity changes. So once you took out 10 liters and poured back 10 liters, so going out and coming in matched. But next time it is not 10 now. It is you're taking out 15 and putting back 15. Then you're taking out 20 and putting back 20. Whenever this happens, you can use a formula like this. Basically, it's the extension of the replacement formula where instead of having p% into x minus y by x whole power n, where n is basically you're doing it n times, here you will expand it. Instead of saying a single n, you are saying that it is happening 3 times, but each time a different number is going out and coming in. That is the logic. Because if all this y1, y2, y3 are same, the formula becomes what we know. So the way to look at this is p% initially it is 5:7. So it is 5 by 12 into 240 minus 40. So that is 200 by 240 into, now again you are come with 240 and then you are taking out 48. So 240 minus 48 is 192 by 240 into, now you are taking out 60. So 240 minus 60 is 180 by 240. This will be your final answer. So simplify this. 0 goes away, 0 goes away, 12 goes, I think 12 ones are 12, 72, 12 goes 6 times, yes, 16. Then you have 4 goes 6 are, 4 goes 5 are. Then you have 6 goes 40 times, 6 goes 3 times, 3 goes 2 times, 2 goes 8 times, 8 goes 5 times, so 5 cancels. So you basically have 5 by 24. 5 by 24 is the percentage of oil, right? Is it oil? Yes. Paint. It's a percentage of paint. So what are they asking? Find the amount of paint in the remaining tank. So 5 by 4, 24%. That is into 100, of course. Into 100. This much is the percent. Now final quantity is still 240 liters. So 5 by 24 into 240 basically gives you 50 liters. That is going to be your paint quantity, which is your option B. Clear? So guys, this brings us to the end of the second part on arithmetic. Varun, I didn't find time to explain that question to you once again. I'm sorry, I'll be probably doing it next time if I come in. But yes, this brings us to the end of the topic, my friends. We will take up arithmetic 3, where we will be looking at time and distance and time and work kind of problems, right? Thank you and see you in the next one.